Welcome to Pozières. Here you are in between Amiens and Ars, a place with a great history, the Somme Valley. Many battles took place in this very area, and Pozières witnessed the second most important of them.
Take a look above you and admire the grandiose gates of the Pozières British Cemetery. Unfortunately, it hasn't always been like this.
The village of Pozières was attacked on July the 24th of 1916 by the 1st Australian and the 48th South Midland Divisions and was taken on the following day, capturing this part of the German line at heavy cost.
It was lost on the 24th and 25th of March of 1918 during the Great German Advance and recaptured by the 17th Division on the following 24th of August.
Here is in front of you a memorial dedicated to all men who died in Pozières during World War I. You may wonder, how is the cemetery organized?
It is composed of 4 plots. On your left-hand side, the first plot. On further, plot 3. On the opposite position, plot 4 and plot 2, straight away on your right-hand side. In each plot, each row is named in alphabetical order, and all the graves are numbered from the left to the right.
Let's take a step. On your right, plot 2 of Pozières British Cemetery contains the original burials of 1916, 1917 and 1918 carried out by fighting units and field ambulances.
Indeed, during the first few years of the conflict, the dead bodies were repatriated in England.
However, the British decided to bury their dead in situ, because it was too expensive to send back the corpses. The rest of the cemetery contains graves removed here from surrounding area following the armistice, the majority being those of soldiers killed during the later stage of the Battle of the Somme in 1916. Few belong to men killed in August 1918 during the advance to victory. Approximately half the graves are those of unidentified bodies. Of those identified, the majority belong to Australian soldiers.
57 Germans were buried here in 1918, but most of their remains were moved after the war, leaving just a single German grave.
Keep walking forward until you reach plot 4, row L.
You'll find at grave number 43 Sergeant Castleton, who stood out in Pozières battle by showing braveness and skillfulness. In March 1915, Castleton returned to Sydney and enlisted in the Australian Imperial Force.
He subsequently served at Gallipoli, where he earned promotion. He was 23 years old and a sergeant in the 5th Machine Gun Company, 5th Brigade, 2nd Division, when the following deed took place, for which he was awarded the Victoria Cross, the highest military distinction in the British Army.
On the night of the 28th and 29th of July of 1916 near Pozières, France, during a night attack the infantry was temporarily driven back by the intense machine gun fire from the enemy trenches. Many wounded were left in no man's land, lying in shell holes.
Sergeant Castleton went out twice in the face of this intense fire, and each time brought in a wounded man on his back. He went out a 3rd time and was bringing in another wounded man when he was himself hit in the back and killed instantly.
Raise your head and take a look at the cross.
The Great Cross, also known as the Cross of Sacrifice, is located in the center of the rear boundary wall, the western wall, and the panels of the commemorated missing casualties continue either side of the cross. Prior to World War I, the British, as well as continental European, tradition was to bury officers who died on the battlefield in individual graves and common soldiers in mass graves.
The Great War changed this feeling. World War I was a total war, one in which nations engaged in the complete mobilization of all available resources, modes of production, and population in order to fight. Subsequently, as the war continued, there was a growing expectation among the people of the United Kingdom that foot soldiers, as well as officers, should not only be buried singly, but commemorated.
Come closer to appreciate the details of the cross. A bronze long sword, blade down, is affixed to the front of the cross.
May we suggest you to turn around and have an overview of the cemetery. Pay attention to the walls. Numbered consecutively from panel 1 on your right hand side to panel 97 on your left hand side, the panels are inscribed with the name of more than 40,000 of the missing casualties. These aren't just casualties, but men. All those names stand for people who are brave and gave their life for the nation.
For the Fallen, September 1914, by Lawrence Binion. With proud thanksgiving, a mother for her children, England mourns for her dead across the sea. Flesh of her flesh they were, spirit of her spirit, fallen in the cause of the free. Solemn the drums thrill, death august and royal sings sorrow up into immortal spheres. There is music in the midst of desolation, and a glory that shines upon our tears. They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. They mingle not with their laughing comrades again. They sit no more at familiar tables of home. They have no lot in our labour of the daytime. They sleep beyond England's foam. But where our desires are and our hopes profound, felt as a wellspring that is hidden from sight, to the innermost heart of their own land they are known, as the stars are known to the night. As the stars that shall be bright when we are dust, moving in marches upon the heavenly plain, as the stars that are starry in the time of our darkness, to the end, they remain.